friends, it's Amy. Welcome to Doki Doki Forest, where the wind is howling. I am so glad that you are here. Now today, we are going to time travel through books. So I went to a book sale and I found books from different decades, some of which brought memories flooding back, so I wanted to share them with you to see if anyone else remembers some of these books. And it's just really cool when you go to the book sale and sometimes you have a book you're looking for or a series you're looking for. Sometimes you just see something you completely forgot about, and then all of a sudden you're transported back and nostalgia hits, and it's just a really cool thing, and that's what happened. So today is Thursday, which means it's hashtag Thrifty Thursday, which is a hashtag hosted by Sheree over at Turquoise Dreaming. I will have her info down below. So be sure to check out Sheree's channel as well as the hashtag to see what others are sharing both today and on previous videos. So let's start with the oldest book I'm going to share today, and that is this book, Off We Go. It's a little paperback book, and it's a little bit, well-loved, shall we say. Whoops, I just had to go shut my studio door because the wind is blowing so hard outside that I guess we have some air currents running through the house, and the door popped open. So this time I closed it so you could hear that little click, so it should be good now. But this Off We Go book looks well-loved. I don't know if this is a tear or a critter. Look at this. So this is copyright 1939, copyright in the Philippine Islands. This is a reprint published February 1939 and reprinted May and August twice, and then in November of 1939. And just look at these illustrations. These are so nostalgic. Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure I had these chairs, these like exact chairs growing up. Look at these, like even these without any, you start the book and there's no words at all. So you can kind of just make up your own story. There's Daddy going off to work or wherever. Puppy playing here under the bed. So you start off with these like charming illustrations, and you can kind of make up your own story as you go through. And then as the book goes on, it kind of upgrades. Look at this though. I love the shelves back there full of all kinds of canned foods. I mean, I would love to go and like shop at a market like this instead of a giant supermarket. I go to Trader Joe's. That's about as close as you can get around here to that sort of a feeling, I think. Prescriptions. I just love the detail, like the glass case there with all the little jars and boxes and things inside. Who knows what's in these prescriptions though. Gus Jones, Fine Meats. They've got a lot of errands to run. Wait a minute, it looks like it's just the kids too. Where'd Mom go? Mom seems to have ditched the kids. They were all together and then the kids ran off. I guess they were chasing the dog and then they wound up going shopping. Oh, here's Mom. She caught up finally. And they caught the dog. So all is well. Now they're going to get the dog a leash. So then you go, it upgrades, and as you're learning to read, you go to this section of the book that just has, the real basic sentences. Jim rides. I ride, said Jim. I ride, ride, ride. But this is how I learned to read. I had a Dick and Jane book, and it was one of the books I learned to read on, but I loved it. It was very easy to pick up reading with a book like that. There's so many options now. I don't remember any other books that I was learning to read. Oh, I guess I had an old hardcover textbook that I used to learn to read on too, or read with. I'll have to show you that another time. That's in my collection. Okay, I went over and I found my book. This is a book that I learned to read with, this basic reading book. So I had the Dick and Jane book, and I had this basic reading, which I think was a school book, and then probably wound up in a book sale. But this I had growing up. This is from 1963, and it's loaded with stories and then pages like this where you're just practicing. And this page in particular, I specifically remember sitting down on the kitchen floor with my mom and reading these and laughing as we were trying to, or as I was trying to read it, you know, and all the shusha sounds, like getting all tongue twisted. And then there's just little stories. And then again, now you're going to practice the ch sound. Baby Chicks. This was a well-loved book. Absolutely loved this. And I also read it with my boys, and they really loved it too. They like all these little stories. And I've got some, I've got a quaint snail has left his trail, so fragile, so frail on a thorn. In a quiet refrain, a gentle rain washed away his faint trail in the morn. So it's just loaded with all kinds of things. Oh, look at this nice little fairy guy sitting on a nail, right? It's like maybe a nail. I think it's a nail. Maybe it's some kind of a weird stem. But I love all the drawings in here, the stories, just really cute. The pink swan. So yeah, I just want to show you this real quick because this is my book. This will not be getting... Oh, there's a lot of things like this too where I guess I underlined it, or it could have been my sister too. Could have been one of us. Look at this. Can you tell? We had some fun on that page, I guess. But yeah, this was a well-loved book. It's gone through a couple of generations. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I thought this picture looks like a different book that my youngest learned to read about a cat. Cat on a Mat, I think it was called. But it's something else. Here's another little poem. Silvery flash. Silvery flash, silvery flash, a leap rushes a fish. Silvery hush, silvery gush, of song at dusk, a thrush. I love this too. It's simple, but it's really pretty. I like those colors. Oh, here's another very traditional illustration. Looks like they're enjoying some tomato soup and celery. So yeah, this is loaded and full of good stuff. The Oogle Google Goblin. I probably loved this one. I don't really remember the stories as much. For some reason, the thing I remember the most... Oh, the Hungry Lion I remember. The Hungry Lion and that page with the different words like ship. I remember that. Yeah, so that's that. So yeah, you get the idea. Oh, we go to the farm. We'll have all kinds of beautiful farm illustrations now. But don't you just love this? So of course there's like that temptation to like harvest these images, right? Because they're so beautiful. But I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can rip this book up. I don't know. I have a hard time with that. But yeah, so just flipping through a little fast. I'm almost at the end, but yeah, so as you can see, there's just more text. It's still, you know, an easy reader for sure, but you just have more text, introducing more words. So I just thought that was really cute. And then at the end, you've got the word list. So I love this. I was happy with that book. Then, okay, so this is where I was just flipping through the books, and I came across this trio of books that I had completely forgotten about, but when I saw it, it was so familiar. Let me know if you know these. It was this trio, a brown paper school book. So it's this like brown paperback, and we have this one. This book is about time by Marilyn Burns, illustrated by Martha Weston. Then we have I Am Not a Short Adult, Getting Good at Being a Kid. And then we have The Book of Think. And I just totally remember these. I don't remember much about them. It's just, you know, and I'll show you the back too, because I guess there's a whole series. So if you want to capture that or get a little picture of that, or pause it and write any of these down. So these were $4.95 when they came out. When did they come out? Let's see. I think these were late 70s. Yeah, 1978 for this one. It says, this book is for the tortoise, the hare, and anyone else who has ever had a run-in with time. So it's really cute. I love the illustrations. But I had completely forgotten about these. Like, I love to collect books from growing up, but I didn't remember this at all. So here we have an introduction starting on time. When did you last think about time? Probably either when you were late for something or looking forward to something. Even though you may never think much about time, it influences all parts of your life. Yet time is a funny thing. Sometimes a minute can pass unnoticed. At other times, it can drag on endlessly. Got a minute? Here's a small idea about time. 1 minute. People talk about a minute as if it's not any time at all. They say things like, wait a minute, or I've only got a minute, or I'll be there in a minute. Just how long is a minute anyway? Think about things you do in 1 minute. Brush your teeth? Drink a glass of water? Write your name a dozen times? Say the alphabet backwards? Pick something you think takes you a minute to do. Now stop reading, try it, and time yourself. Okay, if you do this, let me know in the comments for sure. Oh, then it says, how close were you to estimating 1 minute accurately? If your estimate was way off, then you need to keep reading this book. You could use some time help for sure. If your estimate was just about right, then you definitely need to keep reading this book. You've got some time talent that shouldn't be wasted. So this is a really cute series of books with lots of information and just all these illustrations I love. It says, time waits for no turtle. Don't step on a crack. I don't know why they're saying that. Time talk number 1. Oh, this is a time version of charades. If there are just 2 of you playing, follow these rules. 1, take turns. 2, when it's your turn, without looking, pick a time saying from the collection. Oh, and we have a collection over here. Tell the other person when you're ready to go so they can check the watch for the starting time and say go. Then, without talking or making any noise, act out the idea of the card so that the other person can guess which saying you picked. Score 1 point if you can get the other person to guess within 2 minutes. All right, so here, let's see if I can get it up to the camera. Hopefully you can see that. Here's the sayings if you want to play this game. So this book is filled with all kinds of things to do, activities, a sundial, but you need a telephone book, so that might be hard to come across. We've got this turtle here, a water clock. Look at this, I don't know, he's got his tea kettle, he's filling up the top cup, and it slowly goes through. Punch a pinhole in each cup, mark off the paper scale in 5-minute intervals. So these books are just fascinating, and I must have looked at these at school. I never owned these, but they're just so cool. Did you have these, or do you remember these? This is one of those things I would have never remembered. So it's just really cool when you have a flashback like that. So that's the book about time. And then we have I Am Not a Short Adult, which is about being a kid. A reminder about your kidhood. Remember, you may be special because you are a kid, but it is not a kid's world. Why else would they put telephones so high in booths, for example? But being a kid in a grown-up world shouldn't mean that you are a short grown-up in training. It means you have to deal with grown-ups a lot, every day. The better you can do this, the better you can get on with being a kid. So it's what kind of kid are you anyway? A look at your lifeline, 2 worlds, the scoop on school. Your education is your legal right whether you want it or not. In most states, you have to go to school between the ages of 7 and 16. That's a lot of years and a lot of time each year. It's probably the most important way that grown-ups see to do their jobs of teaching you. To buy or not to buy. But anyway, so yeah, you get the idea, but it's just really cool. I won't be taking these apart for anything. I may take some photocopies, so I'll take some pictures of it and include it in, this is the Book of Think, and include it like in my 70s journal, my growing up journal sort of thing. I'll take some pictures What is this? Thinking hard doesn't always work. What's important is not just using your brain, but how you use it. Sometimes thinking hard seems like the only way to solve a problem, but that doesn't always work. If you're not thinking in the right way, it's very easy to get stuck. Sometimes people say things like, "It can't be solved. I don't know how. I give up." That will never do. There is always another way to look at a problem. That's what this book is about, looking at problems and learning to think in new ways. There's more than one way to think. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to reading this. New ways to think. It's always good. Oh, we have to solve this 9-dot problem. You can't let mental blinders keep you inside the square of 9 dots. You need to let your mind outside the corners like this. Crazy connections. We got some jokes. There are at least 2 ways to look at something. So, this is a really good book for teaching critical thinking too, just like questioning things, looking at things from different angles, coming up with solutions to your problems. Using logic can make you richer, maybe. Learning to solve problems doesn't mean learning to be more logical. It means learning to think in different ways, not always in a straight line. Logic can be the perfect way to reason up to a problem. When it works, it's terrific. When it doesn't, being logical is as little help as thinking hard. It worked for Mr. Spock, though, right? All right, so that's that collection of books. Now, next up, I'm going to show you one of my favorite books as a child growing up. And unfortunately, I can't find my copy of it. I'm pretty sure I have it around here somewhere, and I had given it to the kids to use for inspiration for drawing when they were younger. But I have a more modern version. The cover is exactly the same, except it's very shiny now. The one I had was more like paper, no gloss or anything. So Ed Emberley's Drawing Book of Animals, this book inspired me so much. I remember just looking at it all the time, even in bed, falling asleep. This is copyright 1970. I love this dedication too. For the boy I was, the book I could not find. So he wrote a book to share with us. And it's awesome. If you can draw these shapes, letters, numbers, and things, you will be able to draw all the animals in this book. For instance, in order to draw this pollywog, you use these. You can see you need a dot, an S, a little dot, and then either an I or an L, some sort of a line. In order to draw this bird, you use these. And he breaks it down into like very basic shapes. The diagrams on the following pages will show you how. Happy drawing, Ed Emberley. Thank you, Ed Emberley, for all of your inspiration. Look, you can just start by drawing ants, and then you can do ants climbing up grass. Then you can do a worm, and oh, Barbara, there's a snake here. Just pretend it's a squiggly line. Caterpillar. So it's just like, just draw a line and then add some more lines on top. And then you add a shape like a letter D backwards and a couple lines. And you've got yourself a caterpillar. And then a spider, and then the designs go on and they get a bit more complicated. But these are great for warming up and just having fun even now. Like just a porcupine, very basic, and then you can always build on it. A turtle, but it gives you very basic shapes. So if there's anyone who thinks they can't draw, this is a very inspiring book. Or anyone who can draw, but they're just looking to do things in a new way, or very quickly, do some doodles, But look at this, porcupine jumping over a stone. Like, that's so cute. So I just loved it because Ed Emberley's books make you feel like you can do anything. And you actually can. Following these steps, they are amazing. And so I would do that. I would follow these steps like a pelican. Like you start off with just this half circle here. And then you just build on it. And look at by the end. That pelican is so cute. And then you've got your larger shapes. And they're a little bit more complicated. but there's still, you know, but you start off with the basic shape and you go slow and build on it. So these books are awesome drawing references for any age. I can't recommend these enough, but yeah, I would just lay in bed at night when I was a kid and look at these. I would draw these all the time. And this was one of my, it might be my first drawing book where I drew along. I didn't have a lot of books that did this sort of thing and broke it down and showed you how to draw. And so this book was wonderful at making things feel accessible. Like this dragon, I was like, oh my gosh, that's really complicated. And it is. It's a big, you know, it's got a lot of parts to it. But again, it all just started with this half circle here, this little dome. And then you just build on it. And, you know, it might look a little different from this one at the end, but you'll have yourself a dragon. So the dragon's, you know, the ultimate at the end. And then it gives you different options for faces and ways you can change the basic drawings, like changing the color, the size, make one part larger, make one part smaller, decorate. And then there's different positions you can do for your bird. I'll show you closer. So yeah, there's all kinds of ideas on how to build upon these building blocks of drawing. So these books are awesome. And when I was at, so this one I already had, but when I was at the book sale, I found two more. I found this one, Ed Embers Big Orange drawing book. This one looks more like the book I had with this like more paper matte finish cover. So this one is a big orange drawing book, which makes me wonder, does he have other colors? And this one is copyright 1980. And again, he's telling you, you can make a happy orange or happy orange walking. And again, he's just telling you, you know, if you start with a small shape or simple shapes, you can build up to a glass of orange juice. You can build up to an orange tree. You know, you can even make an orange juice truck. Oh, that started up here. Okay, I was going to say, how did you start with this? No, you start up here. This one's 2 lines long. So that's a more complicated one. But then even a pencil, like how cute is that? A slice, an orange sliced in half. So there's all kinds of things in here. And I haven't even looked at all the pages. 14 carrots. But it's really cute. Of course, pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns. Don't you just love that font too? I love that. So yeah, all kinds of ideas for pumpkins, Halloween. So of course we've got Halloween. We've got some dancing skeletons. So this is really cute. Monsters. Oh, the Headless Horseman. That's funny over here. We have a lot of Halloween. And look, a spooky house. That's very cool. See, I love that. I have a hard time drawing houses and things. I found, oh, and it keeps going too. Wow, you can get like really fancy. Look at that. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this. Oh, look at the witch. I'm going to use this at Halloween and I'll do some stuff because it looks like this is mostly Halloween. I am really wondering if there are more colors available. Vampirine. Schneider, the Halloween spider. Oh my gosh, look at this ogre. So these are super fun. Buttercup. Oh, tiger. So maybe we're out of the tiger mascot. We're out of the Halloween now. We've got some animals. We've got foxes. Maybe that's Rupert, Julia. Tootsie. Sniffer. Oh my gosh, look at this dog. It's like a basset, not a basset hound, a bloodhound maybe. A New England lobster boat. That's awesome. So yeah, that is very cool. UFOs and UFO watchers. Is everybody looking up? Let me show you. Look at everybody looking up. You can see all the nice noses and some nostrils there. Look at this. Krigor is a patrol leader in Niebort. What's Niebort? Patrol leader Nieborts, such as Krigor, tell Froos and Drims what to do. Froos and Drims are in the big purple drawing book. Oh, there are more. Oh, I've got to track those down. So these are, oh, those are Erts. I just like to have, Erts are found near the planet Zort. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Home planet unknown. They're described as being small, curious, shy, and orange. Their spacecraft are capable of bursts of incredible speed. This fact, combined with their shyness, results in very little being known about them. What little is known is presented here. Perhaps more will be discovered by some enterprising young artist. So that is super cool. And the other one I found was this Ed Emberley's Great Thumbprint Drawing Book. And this is super cool. This is all different designs you can make just using thumbprints. And this is copyright 1977. This book shows how to draw pictures using this name and thumbprints. So Ivy Lou and thumbprints. So that's all you need to make the designs in this book. For instance, these letters plus this print make this bird. And then it goes on from there. Here's how. This row shows what to draw. This row, so right here, that shows what you'll have to draw. And this row shows where to put it. Also, there will be letters turned around, scribbles, and filling in. This sign means fill in. So if you see this M sort of scribble, this double M, that means fill in. And that means scribbles. So we have all kinds of things. We have a person, we have fish, a bird, we've got a spider, a rabbit. So all kinds of ideas if you were wondering, you know, what can I do with my thumbprint? Janet Nash was sharing a book that I believe it was Lynn from Paper Hoarders Anonymous. I could be wrong, but I think she had sent her a zine that had all thumbprints and different animals and scenes. It was really cool. So I thought of that immediately when I saw this book. So there's a ton of people, a ton of different ideas for making people with your thumbprint, hats for the people, action poses you can do with them. And here's some animal action. Got like a pig or something, maybe? I don't know what that is. Critters. So we've got a lion, a cat, an elephant. And of course you can make your own characters, but this is just a really cool way to get started. A beaver, monster, dog. So I think I'm going to do this book too. This would be really fun to go through and do some thumbprints and pick some of these designs. And then maybe make some of our own. So again, we've got Halloween. We've got random George Washington thumb. A Valentine. You can make like a heart. That looks a little funny, but you get the idea. Ooh, look at these flowers. Those look really cool. That's a neat idea. Definitely do that in the journal. More thumbs. This and that. So you get more complicated, more thumbprints or fingerprints. It doesn't have to be your thumb. Ways to make prints. You can use an ink pad. You can paint your thumb with watercolor or poster paint and stamp it. I think watercolor might be too watery though, but maybe if you just make sure you don't have too much water. I don't know. You can make your own pad from a sponge or a folded cloth soaked with frosting color. That's interesting. You can use a cut carrot or potato. So that's if you don't want to use your thumb, you can use a vegetable. You can make a round shape or make a blob. There are more than 4 billion thumbs in this world. No two thumbprints have ever been found that are just alike. That means that there is no other thumbprint in this world exactly like yours. I think that makes your thumbprint something special. Ed Emberly. Very cool. Oh, look at that. You can draw a thumb buddy. You can draw a thumb thing. That's really cute. Ah, I love these books. Ed Emberly is awesome. Okay, next I'm going to share something that I couldn't believe I found. So if you watched my first Chunky Junkie journal, where I was just kind of throwing things on the desk and putting them in, you will remember, or you might remember, that I was using some of these little mouse, they're not stickers, they're like little die cuts. They're small. I'm going to hold them up for you. And I had mentioned that I've had these forever. I couldn't remember how long, but I thought maybe middle school, something like that. I know I've had them for a long time. I was at the book sale and I came across this book. This is the mouse. And I knew as soon as I saw it, I remembered Vera the Mouse, or Vera the Mouse, by Marjolaine Baston. My name is Vera. And if that name sounds familiar, then you may know her from all kinds of artwork. She has calendars now. These are some calendars from last year. Is it last year? This one's last year, and this is 2021, Nature's Inspiration. And she does these gorgeous paintings of all kinds of birds and plants. We've got butterflies, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Sorry for the creaking. And she also has a calendar that's available this year. I don't have. You can get a wall calendar. And they're just gorgeous. I love how she has the notes in here. It's kind of reminiscent of the Country Diary of an Edwardian lady. It reminds me of those Edith Holden books in a way, because you have the painting and then you have the notes. Let's just see, we've got the bald eagle here, sparrow, bunny. And I got these secondhand because I was planning on cutting these up and using them in a journal, and I haven't done anything with them, so I really have to do something. Beautiful barn swallows. So anyway, I found this book and I didn't even realize, you know, I totally forgot about these books, and I didn't remember that she was the author and illustrator. But look, there's all those mice, just like I had in my little tin I've been holding on to forever. So how strange is that? That I was just looking at those the other day, and then I just happened to come across this book. And this is copyright 1985. My name is Vera. And you've got these cute little illustrations. And a sweet little story. I sleep in a walnut's shell for a bed. Every morning a chickadee wakes me up by tugging gently at my rosy ears. Oh my goodness, she must be a big mouse if that chickadee, or that's a small chickadee, right? But she's in a walnut shell, so that's got to be a teeny tiny chickadee. So I thought this was really cute, and just one of those serendipitous things when you just come across something. Again, I was not looking for this, and I hadn't even looked up to see what these were. I just kind of put them back in the bin. I didn't really think about them again, and then a couple days later, I find the book at the book sale. So just kind of one of those cool things, I guess. You know, you put it out there in the universe, and the universe is like, here you go. How beautiful it is to fly. Very cute. I just love this too. So yeah, this looks like it would be a series. It was $2.50 at the time. It looks like it would be like a whole little series of books. So I don't know, but I'm really glad I found that one, because now I know that these probably were from the 80s, and I have held on to them since like middle school. I was right. And now I know what they are, so it makes it even more special. And now I can tie it in and realize that it's also connected to these other illustrations that I love from the same artist. So very cool. Okay, next up we have some blasts from the past. This is like 80s goodness. So first up, I found some Care Bears books I was very excited about. This one's an oldie, Birthday Bears Book of Birthday Poems, because there was some Care Bear stuff that came out again in like 2002, but this is like an original from 1981. And I may make copies of these because, again, I just love these illustrations. I love the colors. They're just so colorful. It's like a rainbow on every page. And I may make copies of these if I want to include them in my 80s journal. But this is in too good of a condition, so I will not be tearing this up or anything. What are these things? Potatoes? If we didn't have birthdays. If we didn't have birthdays, you wouldn't be you. If you'd never been born, well then what would you do? If you'd never been born, well then what would you be? You might be a fish or a toad in the tree. You might be a doorknob or 3 baked potatoes. You might be a bag full of hard green tomatoes. Or worse than all that, why, you might be a wasn't. A wasn't has no fun at all. No, he doesn't. A wasn't just isn't. He just isn't present. But you are you. And now isn't that pleasant? And if that sounded familiar, it's Dr. Seuss. I didn't realize that. So is this book full of poems from other authors? Oh, I guess it is. All right, so that is the birthday book of poems and birthday poems. So I love that. That's very cute. Then I found, let me put these over here. These are a bit shiny. Then I found this one, the Care Bear Cousins and the Snowy Christmas. Now, I love the Care Bear Cousins. They might be the only thing that's cuter than the actual Care Bears. Care Bear Cousins are just adorable. Copyright 1985. And I will not be tearing this up, but I will be using it for watercolor inspiration. Absolutely love this. I love the softness of it and just the color palette. So I'm going to be taking some inspiration from this when I'm doing my watercolor. I'll try to do something in this sort of a style. Look at that page. Oh my gosh. The scribbles. See, if the whole book was like that, well, then I guess I really couldn't use it for a journal either because it would be scribbled on. But I'm going to still enjoy it. If I find another book like this, then, you know, maybe I would use it in a journal. But it's just so cute. And I actually don't find these too often at all. I kind of lucked out. Somebody must have dumped off a bunch of, like, 80s books or something because I found a few. But, I mean, this was a huge book sale. So it was like you had to do some deep digging to find them. But, like, how cute is this? Braveheart Lion. He's getting his gains there. He's working out. But yeah, like, it would be really fun to paint a tree like this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Do you remember the Care Bear Cousins? So cute. All right. So that book was a find. I was very excited. And what else do I have for Care Bears? Oh, and then I have these two books. See, these are newer books. These are like shiny covers. These are from like 2002, I think it was. Oh, this one's 2004. So yeah, the early 2000s. This one has flaps. These ones I don't really mind tearing up for junk journals because I feel like they're not like the vintage books. And like this one's kind of beat up anyway. I mean, it still has the flaps and everything. So this one I may include in my journal, I think. And then this one as well is another one that I wouldn't feel bad about using in my journal. Oh, Good Luck Bear. Love Good Luck Bear. Because, look at that. That shape is a heart, but it kind of looks like, well, anyway. Yeah, I would cut this up. So yeah, you get the idea. But this is very cute. Care Bears, lots of color, cute characters. Love that. And then I also found these two activity books. These are more modern. So we have, I can't believe it still had the paints and everything. the paint box full of fun. So we can paint some Care Bears pictures together. That would be fun. Should I use the actual paints that come with this and see how they do? And we'll paint some of these pages. So those will be fun. And then I also have this sticker activity book. And I think the stickers were still in there. So here's another one where you find the sticker and you put it in where there's these like dotted lines here. That means the sticker can go there. So this one's like games and puzzles, and yeah, there's the stickers in the middle, unused. So this would be cute for journaling, both the stickers and like this little maze and stuff. It'd be cute to put some things like that in there. Some little activities. Next up, we have some pound puppies. I had a pound puppy that looked kind of like this one, and I named him Falcor because I was obsessed with the Neverending Story, and I'm pretty sure I still have him. Hold on, I'll go get him. Okay guys, just for you, here's Falcor. This is my OG original pound puppy. I think they came out with these again, or actually I know they did because I saw them at Target and I was so surprised. But yeah, this is my original pound puppy. Pound puppies, you're my one and only puppy love. Right? Was that the song? Alright, so Falcor will sit over here. I found this pound puppies, the puppy who couldn't remember. So I was thinking I would harvest this and put this in my 80s journal because I don't really think I need to save it. I was thinking more just to put it in there just to remember the pound puppies. Have a few pictures. But yeah, see? Isn't that my guy right there? That's him. So, yeah. Pound puppies. Let me know if you remember these guys. And then I found Inspector Gadget in Africa. Like, what year? This is from the 80s, right? I mean, I know sometimes they reprint things, but this seems like, oh yeah, 1984. So we got Go Gadget Helicopter. Or Copter. Wowzers, said Inspector Gadget. Africa certainly is exciting, isn't it, Penny? So I loved Inspector Gadget so much. This was such a good show. And the theme song is so good. They did a remake of it a few years ago, and that's cute too, but the original is just the best. And yeah, the theme, if you hear that, it's going to get stuck in your head for the whole day. But it's so good. It's like the DuckTales theme. Really good. Good tunes. So yeah, Inspector Gadget, another goodie. What am I going to do with this? It's in pretty good condition. You know what I would love to do is like when Possum Patty takes a golden book and turns it into a journal. I don't know if I can do that. I mean, I can do it, but I don't know if I'd be able to do it well. I'm sort of tempted to do that with this. And maybe make it about 80s TV shows or something like that. I don't know. I'm tempted. So I'm going to put that aside. That may become a journal at some point. Alright, then I found this We Sing. This is a blast from the past as well that I completely forgot about until I saw this. This one's 1986, but I think, yeah, this is the 19th printing. I was going to say, because I remember this from my childhood, and that would be more like this, 77, 79. And I just love the coloring of these pages. They're like this beige kind of color, and they're just loaded with songs and little poems and the illustrations. So they're really cute. And I was thinking, and it gives you like things to do, you know, like what do you do with your hands? Like here are grandma's glasses, and it tells you fingers around eyes. Here is grandma's hat, hands on the head. So it's all like these cute things that they would do in the classrooms with the kids. Two little blackbirds. Look at that little frog, little green frog. It has little songs that you can play that are not too difficult. So if you know how to read music, or, you know, maybe, I don't know if it's like for a recorder or something like that, because I know a lot of times we would be learning to play on the recorder, and then we would also have a music teacher that would come in and play and sing and stuff. Not at the same time. I don't think she could play recorder and sing at the same time. That would be that would be quite a feat. But yeah, so this was another cute thing that I saw, and I was thinking of using this, you know, tearing up these pages and using them in a journal. It is in good shape, but I think it would just, look, another day, another diaper. But I was thinking that this would be cute to use in the journal. Wiggle worm workout, so cute. Baby bird. Scale song, Pop Goes the Weasel. So yeah, it's just all different childhood songs, different things that we might do in the classroom to either calm us down or get our wiggles out. So here's a good night one, sleepy time, and then there's some more traditional, different holiday songs. So that was cool. I wasn't expecting that, and that was very cool. And then what I really wasn't expecting, this is a blast from the past. Ready? Tell me if you remember. Free to Be, You and Me. Oh my gosh. Introduced by Marlo Thomas, Gloria Steinem, and Letty Cotton Pogribin. Sorry about that if I have mispronounced. This, we had the book in the classroom we could look at, but we had the record. We had all this music that would always be on. I remember it being on even in like the public library when I would go to the children's room. So this is copyright 1974. And I was so thrilled to find this. So again, it's like all kinds of poems or songs. You know, if you have the record, you can probably sing along. But it's got these illustrations. And this just brings back so many memories. Now all I need is the record to go with this. And then I'll be good. All different styles of drawing. Parents are people. So there's all kinds of things. What is this one? Housework. Ugh. You know, there are times when we happen to be just sitting there quietly watching TV, when the program we're watching will stop for a while, and suddenly someone appears with a smile and starts to show us how terribly urgent it is to buy some brand of detergent, or soap, or cleanser, or cleaner, or powder, or paste, or wax, or bleach to help with the housework. Now, most of the time, it's a lady we see who's doing the housework on TV. She's cheerfully scouring a skillet or two, or she's polishing pots till they gleam like new, or she's scrubbing the tub, or she's mopping the floors, or she's wiping the stains from the walls and the doors, or she's washing the windows, the dishes, the clothes, or waxing the furniture till it just glows, or cleaning the fridge, or the stove, or the sink, with a light-hearted smile and a friendly wink. And she's doing her best to make us think that her soap, or detergent, or cleanser, or cleaner, or powder, or paste, or wax, or bleach is the best kind of soap, or detergent, or cleanser, or cleaner, or powder, or paste, or wax, or bleach that there is in the whole wide world. And maybe it is, and maybe it isn't, and maybe it does what they say it will do, but I'll tell you one thing I know is true. The lady we see when we're watching TV, the lady who smiles as she scours or scrubs or rubs or washes or wipes or mops or dusts or cleans or whatever she does on our TV screens, that lady is smiling because she's an actress and she's earning money for learning those speeches that mention those wonderful soaps and detergents and cleansers and cleaners and powders and pastes and waxes and bleaches. So the very next time you happen to be just sitting there quietly watching TV, and you see some nice lady who smiles as she scours, or scrubs, or rubs, or washes, or wipes, or mops, or dusts, or cleans, remember, nobody smiles doing housework but those ladies you see on TV. because even if the soap or detergent or cleanser or cleaner or powder or paste or wax or bleach that you see is the very best one, housework is just no fun. Children, when you have a house of your own, make sure when there's housework to do that you don't have to do it alone. Little boys, little girls, when you're big husbands and wives, if you want all of the days of your lives to seem sunny as summer weather, make sure when there's housework to do that you do it together. That does make me much happier when everybody helps out. For sure. So it's all about like family life and being a good person. The old woman who lived in a shoe, William's doll. So I'm going to just read this little bit. It says, Bill said, baseball's my favorite game. I like to play, but all the same, I'd give my bat and ball and glove to have a doll that I could love. How very wise, his grandma said. Said Bill, but everyone says this instead. A doll, William wants a doll, a doll, William wants a doll. So William's grandma, as I've been told, bought William a doll to hug and hold, and William's father began to frown, but Grandma smiled and calmed him down, explaining, William wants a doll, so when he has a baby someday, he'll know how to dress it, put diapers on double, and gently caress it to bring up a bubble, and care for his baby, as every good father should learn to do. William has a doll, 'cause someday he may want to be a father too. I love that. I think it's really great to teach nurturing in kids. My dog is a plumber. It says, my dog is a plumber. He must be a boy. Although I must tell you his favorite toy is a little play stove with pans and with pots, which he really must like 'cause he plays with it lots. So perhaps he's a girl, which kind of makes sense, since he can't throw a ball and he can't climb a fence, but neither can Dad, and I know he's a man, and Mom is a woman and she drives a van. Maybe the problem is in trying to tell just what someone is by what he does well. So there's some stories in here too, how I crossed the street for the first time all by myself. And I used to love these. I would just read all these stories and they're just very inclusive. Zachary's divorce, you know, there probably wasn't a lot of information about that back in the day. So it just tried to cover a little bit of everything. So it has all kinds of different authors and composers included, and it just really was an introduction to all kinds of different cultures, different ways of living, different ways of thinking, and, you know, just accepting of people, you know, without judgment. And again, you know, just free to be you and me, you know, just everyone can be themselves and you can just let them be in peace, you know, if they're not hurting anybody, not harming anybody, and they're just doing their own thing, just let them do their own thing. So loved this book so much, and again, now I just have to find the music and I'll be all set. So thank you so much for joining me here today. This was like a trip down memory lane. I hope you saw some things here too that may have sparked your nostalgia and got you thinking about, you know, maybe a book or a story or a classroom or somebody reading you one of these books, or maybe you read it yourself or you read it to one of your children. But yeah, this pile's getting kind of high. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me. I had a wonderful time looking through these with you and sharing them with you. I couldn't wait to film this when I saw these books at the book sale. I just was very excited to share them with you. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.